Alright guys, continuing on, just throwing her in the vibratory tumbler again, and hopefully get rid of some of the black that was left over from picking at it with the ice pick. So, I'm gonna get to it. Be back in a flash. Okay, just a quick demonstration. I'm about to throw these in the dip while the other stuff is vibratory tumbling. A lot of the internal pieces still had bluing, etc. on it, and not a lot of pitting. So I do want to strip the rest of the bluing off, and I want to try to get more of an even finish, but I also don't want to be chasing every last little piece of this around that black chemical crud. So I'm putting it all in a Ziploc, or not a Ziploc bag, just a regular sandwich baggie, which I will lower in, allow it to fill, and then leave this peeking up above the water line so I can pull it all up at once and then pour it out and rinse the rest, throw it in the tumbler, or do whatever I gotta do. But yeah, don't want to chase it. So sandwich baggie, just if you guys are doing this at home. Alright, we'll be back in a sec. Alright, we've had this soaking for a while, and as you can see, keeping the small parts inside the plastic bag makes it a lot easier to fish them all out. Now you just have to either poke a hole in the little plastic bag and let it drain, or squeeze it out. So I'm going to get these out, see how the finish looks on them, and then probably toss them in the tumbler. Back in a flash. Alright, as you can see, we've tossed them in the sink, rinsed them off, and they are looking pretty good, all things considered. So at this point, what we're going to do is chuck them in the vibratory tumbler along with some magnets to basically hold them and keep all the little bits from getting lost, because I really don't want to play needle in a haystack with small components. So I'm going to use the cattle magnet, which I believe these are available usually at farm supplies for trying to catch, prevent farm animals from like passing all the way through their digestive system bits of barbed wire or metal, etc. So this will grab all the little bits and keep them from getting lost in the tumbler. Should be a reasonable course of action, I think. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but I think it will. So all these little fellers are getting chucked into the vibratory tumbler, and then from there we'll see what happens. If they get loose and they start running around, I'll just use more magnets to try to find them. Alright, back in a flash. Hey guys, a couple of developments here with the pickle. As you can see, we've tumbled her again, and it's really removing a pretty decent quantity of the black material from inside of the pits. Yeah, the combination of the rust remover and the vibratory tumbler seems to be doing a pretty good job. Wouldn't necessarily rely on either one by itself, but together they seem to be doing pretty decently. Yeah, I knocked the rear sight off. There was just no way you're going to get the rust out from between those bits without doing that. So this is going back in the dip, and from there, hopefully we can get the last little bit of the pitting, and then we get to start playing around with finishes. We just have to get all the black out of the pits. It's gonna be a point that rusts later if we don't. I mean, yeah, media blasting is an option. I don't have a particularly wonderful and easy, convenient way to do that right now. I mean, I have the ability to do it, but I have to go and bum time in a shop, which is nothing new, but yeah, it's a little bit hard to get access to the blaster. So I'm gonna do more of the dip here in a second, throw this in, and then right now we've got all the internals that are vibratory tumbling. Those should, as soon as those are done, we're actually gonna start playing with nickel plating on the bolt release and the safety, just because. I may also start nickel plating screws, pins, etc., just to screw around with it. I think doing some kind of a two-tone with a mix of nickel plate and black oxide would be kind of cool. So that's the direction we're going. Yeah. All right. I think the next thing you're going to see is this thing coming out of the dip again. All right. Back in a flash. Hey guys, back with the rusty pickle, and as you can see, still got plenty of black on there. It's not as bad as it was, but still, it looks like the metal rescue is about shot. Honestly, the couple of dips that I did on the old Colt seems to have largely done it in, just because there was so much residue. I pulled the internal parts out of the vibratory tumbler, and really should have done a further disassembly on the bolt. As you can see, firing pin and some of the internal parts still have some nasty gunk residue on it that really needs to be stripped and polished off. But using the cattle magnet to hold the smaller pieces really seems to have done a remarkable job on retaining all the parts and not getting anything lost. At least it seems that way so far. Still have quite a bit more to do on the frames and the internals. There's still, I don't know if you can quite make it out, but there's still some gunk inside there that's just not really resolving itself. There was also some more rust residue here. You can see it right there that I've removed a little bit mechanically with steel wool. And yeah, there's only so much you can get with the metal rescue being the way it is. I'm gonna get another gallon of it and see if we can't speed this process up, because I really want to use just that if possible. An electrolysis run would probably get this out too, but doing this chemically is doing this chemically. I'd like to be consistent with the methodology, just to prove it, as it were. I'm doing still doing the nickel plating on a couple of the external controls, just because I may do a few of the internal parts, maybe some pins, just for giggles, maybe even the front sight. And that almost seems like it was already nickel plated, but yeah, we'll see. Still gotta get it all figured out, dialed in. Yeah, so this one's gonna take a little bit of a hiatus from actually being processed while I go replace the solution. You guys probably won't notice any difference, just because everything else is taking so long with processing the individual internals, but it is making progress. In theory here, as soon, either sticking with the chemical thing, we'll do another dip or two, followed by some vibratory tumbling, followed by probably parkerize the parts that I want to leave dark on this. I'll have to see if my buddy's running any park solution anytime soon. If he is, then I'll throw it in. I'll do the internal cleanup on some of these small parts. Probably do most of that mechanically. And then, yeah, then she should be getting dangerously close to being something. I'm probably going to nickel plate the grip screws as well, just for giggles. I think it'll set it off nicely. The external controls, and I'll think if there's anything else. Maybe the front sight. Just, you know, accent pieces really. More of a proof of concept than anything else. I'm really enjoying the process, but I don't know if I actually have the attention span to be doing this right. I probably should actually invest in a proper electroplater and do cycles on like an electrical timer. But yeah. All right. Yeah, that's where this is at. I'm gonna get back to it. Not 100% sure how these videos are gonna play out and what order you're gonna see this in, but a lot of work going on. All right, back. Have a good one.